Hello Year 5, it's Mr. Smith again. Today we're going to be talking about metaphors and using metaphors in our writing. So let's start off by reading the little blurb that we've got at the top here, a little explanation. Using metaphors can help you to create strong images in your readers' minds. This might remind you a little bit of what we were doing the other day with personification. Both of these skills, using personification and using metaphors, both help you as a writer to create really strong images in your readers' minds and to give a really good impression of what mood and what atmosphere you're trying to create. So let's have a look at the sentence we've got here. In the morning, my brother was a pale ghost waking from the dead. Now in this sentence, I don't mean that my brother was actually a pale ghost. In this sentence, he's alive. He's just waking up in the morning. The metaphor I've used then is I've said that my brother was a pale ghost. I'm saying he is a pale ghost. I'm not saying he was like a pale ghost. That would be using a simile. Here I'm saying that he actually was, even though he wasn't. He was just waking up. So, have a think about what sort of idea then. How do you imagine my brother waking up in the morning? What's the image in your head you're getting? In the morning, my brother was a pale ghost waking from the dead. You might be thinking about how he's sort of maybe like a ghost or like a zombie, kind of half dead, sort of brainless, stumbling down the corridor. You might think about how he might, that idea of a sort of ghost rising up out of his bed, looking very pale, looking like maybe he hasn't had much sleep. So using our metaphor of the pale ghost, just like with the simile and just like with personification, we can get across this really strong image of what my brother was like when he woke up. So your activity today is going to be about using metaphors yourself to create a really good image. Here's the first sentence from your activity that if you choose to, if you want to have a go at using these sentences, this is number 1. Let's have a go at creating a metaphor here for the fox's cry. Now, if you remember in the video, if you watched the video, there's a fox that's been caught in a snare and it's crying out, and that's how the boy finds it. So I want to get across, well, let's read our sentence first and then I'll talk to you a bit about it. The fox's cry was a something. So was a pale ghost I used before. I need to use something else here to suit the fox's cry. Was a something which the boy could hear over the trees. So he can hear it coming from over the trees. So I want to think about now, the fox's cry has to be very loud. It can't be very quiet. It's got to be loud. So I might want to have a little think to myself about what things are loud. Now I was thinking maybe about a siren, like a police ambulance siren, a police siren, other things which are loud, sort of like was a plate maybe plate smashing, maybe a window breaking. That's very loud, isn't it? Or a bell, maybe a church bell. Okay, so I've got 4 ideas here already. I'm sure there's some more that we can think about, but those are my 4 ideas that's just come off the top of my head. Thinking about these different sounds, I need to then choose one which I think really fits into this. Now I quite like this first one I found, because if I think the fox's cry, it's alerting the boy to the fox's problem and that the fox is in danger, which is like what a siren does with an ambulance or a police siren. A church bell, I think that sort of sounds a bit softer and actually quite nice. I like the sound of church bells. Maybe a window breaking would be quite good, but it's a different sound, isn't it? It's that sort of wailing sound a fox might make. So I'm going to go with siren. The fox's cry was a siren, which the boy could hear over the trees. Okay, so remember Year 5, think about what images, what metaphors might work. Here I wanted it to be something loud. It might be that you want something sneaky or sleepy, or have a think about what image you want to create. Have a think about what you could use, and then really have a think about which metaphor works best for what you're trying to do. Okay? Right, well, I hope you have a good time with the activity. Good luck, and off you go.